Hey guys, this is HTOMario, and I'm going to be showing you a game from my stream earlier today. This was a ladder game, but I wasn't commentating at the time, so I really wanted to show you what I was thinking. This was a really close and unusual game, so it should be really entertaining for all of you viewers. This is against BXENekRo, and he's in the clan aTu. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but what makes this game so unusual is there's a lot of low economy but high-tech units, so we have a lot of mutalisks and a lot of ravens and widow mines, and it's just a really interesting game. So what we start off with is, of course, we're going to start on ×2 for the normal build order until the action starts to begin. We just started a supply depot. This is my Reaper opening that I've been using a lot the last few days, just kind of goofing around with it, trying to figure out how does this fit in, do I prefer this or my double reactor opening that you saw in the previous video. So, in one of the previous videos. So we go for the normal build instead of, going for a reactor right away. We throw in one Reaper first, and you'll want to throw down a bunker at in between the mineral lines and the hatchery for the Zerg. This makes it so he pulls drones and his income goes down lower than what he wants it to be, and we'll see that in just a moment. So back home, we're gonna just drop a factory after this, and then a reactor, and then a command center. So it's gonna be kind of standard, and then we're going into cloak benchy pressure. So we move the little STV behind the bunker in between the mineral patches, so it can't actually be targeted down on auto repair. So he's spending a lot of drones in order to kill it, and if you can tell that my income is twice as high as his. And now my Reaper is coming in, so it's okay if I lose this bunker and don't salvage it. If I was able to salvage it, it would be even better. But over the last 30 seconds or so that it took this, I've gained over 100 or 200 minerals more than he has, so definitely worth it. And force more Zerglings. I also decided to get one Marine because this Overlord is hanging outside of my base, so I wanted to make sure that it was dead. Before I dropped the starport, I wanted to get another gas because I have a pretty good command center timing, and Cloak requires 200 gas and then another Banshee. I do get, this is a different variation, instead of going straight from the factory to the starport, I forgot that in this game I also drop a second factory and then go into the starport trying to squeeze in another one, seeing if I can overrun him with even more Hellions, and then a Cloak Banshee peppered in. So I begin walling off the front, and I do this because once I move out with my Hellions, the Zerg like to counterattack at the higher leagues, and this makes it so that he's just running into a wall with reinforcing units behind it, so I don't have to be concerned about that before I move out. I throw down a bunker in between for the one Marine and the two Reapers, and then, I just close off the wall once I leave, and I start Cloak Banshee production. So now you see me checking around his base on the, I'm moving through the mini-map mostly, and just trying to look for a third, do you have one or not, and then poke up a little bit. I see some Zerglings, and against that I have to kind of move back a little bit, but I'm just kind of waiting for my Cloak Banshee and moving the weak Hellions to the back, and then once I see 3 Queens, I'm like, okay, I really can't push into that, I have to be careful. So I pull them back to repair them while I'm making 4 more Hellions, and I'm thinking, I saw an extra gas geyser, maybe there's something fishy going on, so I start my extra gas and I drop my engineering bay. At this stage in the game, we can see that it's gonna get a little iffy because he already is producing 8 mutalisks, but so now I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get a lot of gas, I have a lot of minerals, and I have my Cloak Banshee tech. I'm gonna start having to get, I already have 2 factories, so I feel pretty safe, so I'm gonna go for double armory upgrades. And I'm producing a few widow mines just in case he goes mass roach. I also drop down a missile turret in, one by the production facilities and then one in each mineral line, just in case I misread and it's not mass roach and it's mutalisk. So I begin my attack and move out and take the Widow Mines with me so that I can use them to like stop mass circling or help delay mass rich from coming to my base. And I decide, you know, he's attacking me here with Mutalisks, I can't do anything, I'm supply blocked, and not only that, he's in my production facilities. I'm just gonna go attack him to force him to retreat so I can make enough units to deter him away from my actual base. But he's actually deciding not to move out, and this is where the game gets a little crazy. So he's attacking my main command center outside the range of my missile turret, so he's not taking any damage. And the glaive is attacking, you know, my SCVs that are trying to repair it, so it's becoming a really big problem. I'm moving my Widow Mines to burrow by his mineral line, and at this stage I realize, oh, you know, this command center is going to die, so I'm going to lift it up and put my SCVs on repair, and then move them over the turret and drop some Widow Mines. So that keeps me relatively safe, or that command center kind of safe. But I also want to protect my production so the mutants can't just go in there. I lost all my Hellions, but now I have Cloak Banshees, and I'm sending one to each mineral line to do as much damage as I can while he's distracted over here. Redrop my command center and we try to regain control of my infrastructure so I don't have to be concerned. But you know, I have a lot of Widow Mines and a Raven, but now he's also producing Zerglings, so this is getting kind of hectic because I don't really have anything that can kill little packs of Zerglings without sacrificing my anti-air. So I decide that one thing I was going to do is just try to overproduce Widow Mines to scare both the Zerglings and the Mutalisk away, and then, you know, try to go from there with maybe throwing in a few Hellions just to make sure that the Zerglings can't run into my Widow Mines one at a time. I also begin a Marine or two just in case. You know, I can't really quite get the Hellions in time. I had a decent amount of money, so I just really wanted to spend it. Takes a pretty good hit there. I also have another factory going because I want to be on 3 factory tech, and I want to be able to produce even more Widow Mines, maybe even a Thor, and some even more Hellions. At this stage I can tell that he's got low economy. He's on 3 workers to my 26, and you know, but he does have a large Mutalisk army. He's got 18 Zerglings, 10 Mutalisks, and this is enough to force me to stay inside of my base. He also has a nice bank of money. So he's got 1,500 minerals. He doesn't have a problem making drones. He's making quite a lot right now, and he's also getting banelings. So now this is starting to become a bit of an issue because I still don't have enough to be able to move on my base, and I try to use my Cloak Banshee to snipe the banelings so they can't just run up and, you know, explode on top of the Widow Mines and take them out and let the Mutalisks get free reign. So I have a few Hellions, and my Banshee's trying to chase them down, and I restart an armory in my base so that I can begin like Thor production or the drilling claws. I take this moment to take my Widow Mines and bring them back inside at the top of my ramp so he can't snipe him as easily with the Overseer. He does sacrifice 2 Mutalisks, so he's able to attack it, which is a good thing to do. I accidentally, you know, called that supply depot, so it's kind of bad. And to try to scare him away, I launched the secret missile, but he flew away in time. Dropping 3 more supply depots because I know I'm gonna miss the front. You know, I have now a Thor on the way, and this is gonna help deter him farther away from my base so that I can take my expansion. So, I want to make sure that these changelings stay out of my base. I don't want him to see exactly what's going on. You know, the less he knows that I have a Thor and Widow Mine is the better, because this makes it so he maybe overproduces on Mutalisks, and then it'll be easier for me to hard counter him. My apologies, guys. So now I try to poke out with the Hellions. And I want to clear the Zerglings for my push. I don't want to be easily surrounded, and I want to kind of bait his Mutalisks to my Thor or Widow Mine, but he didn't take the bait, so I decided, you know, maybe he's retreating, I'm going to go ahead and take my expansion. So I'm beginning a few more supply depots, and a siege tank just in case he goes into roach production. I have another command center so that I can go into this 3 orbital economy like I intended to from the beginning. And earlier he was on 3 workers, but now he's at 24, so that's quite a big lead with the amount of, or quite a recovery with the amount of money he had. He just needed the larva to be able to really come back into this game. So that's kind of even. I started another engineering bay because I don't have any at the moment, and I need to be able to drop widow mines at my missile turrets at my expansion just in case. I'm pushing into his base because I think, there's not much he can do against me right now. I have Thor, I have widow mine, so I decide that it would be a great time to attack him. And I killed a few workers that were retreating from his 3rd, which I had no idea was there. I wasn't even going to look for it. So I go straight for his base, and he's losing a lot of resources. But he goes straight for my Thor. He's magic boxing it, by flying over it. It's really harder for the Thor to do splash damage. And I'm trying to drop down point defense drone and widow mines to stop him from killing it. But I take this time to run my Hellions in and fly my Ravens out. And this saves my Ravens, and I try to get a few more drone kills to keep him even farther back in the game. And now I just retreat them. I keep a few widow mines over there, I believe. This allows, I do think I killed his overseer, so this allows it to stay longer. And I plant one widow mine at his 3rd, just so I can see drones passing by. And maybe snipe some or 2, just kind of keep him in his space. I begin the drilling clause for widow mines because he doesn't really have a fungal or a lot of splash. I don't think he has that many resources. So this is a great way to take advantage of the mutalisks because he's been really trying to be engaging in my army even when I drop the widow mines. So it normally takes 3 seconds for them to land. It'll surprise him when it only takes a second, and that type of thing will get me into combat faster, and if he doesn't react fast enough, he loses his mutalisks. So I have plenty of Hellions. I didn't see signs of roaches, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going Thor, widow mine, and if there are circlings, I already have Hellions. I need to move this command center because I can't afford repairing it right now. He's not aware that I don't have any anti-air except for that missile turret, so once he saw that I was lifting it, or he left after I was lifting it, I decided to put it back because I didn't really have much else place to put it. So here's going for my starport, my Ravens, but I drop a PDD, a point defense drone, and now my Thor is out. So now I can deter him back from my base, and I try to get a second Thor. And some more widow mines in just a moment. I need to make sure that I get my gas, because I have a lot of minerals, but not a lot of gas. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. I'm building armor. This is kind of like a building stage, just trying to repair my whole army. And I think I'm gonna decide to attack in just a moment because with 2 Thors and a 3rd on the way, and then a lot of widow mines and a few SCVs to repair, it'll be really hard for him to kill this army. And I'm gonna try to take my 3rd base. And I figured, you have an overlord spawn and creep at my natural. at the 3rd or 4th base, whichever one it is that I just walked over. You probably have one down below too, so I'm just gonna send one mine there and re-begin my wall off. He's attacking up here now, and so I decided, this is a great time to just keep pushing in, either force this into a base race with me having widow mines and a Thor back at home, and force you to retreat, and if you don't, you're just gonna lose too much, and there's no way that you'd be able to come back into the game this time. But he's actually able to build up 22 more workers than me, so he's actually double my worker count, even though I've killed twice as many he has. He's been spending all of his larvae on doing this. So I take out a few drones, and I plant a few widow mines to make sure that he isn't able to mine there, and then I kill reinforcements after the battle. He'll still take a lot of damage. I'm losing my command center, so I decided to make this a death push. I plant the widow mines, and I try to take out as many drones that I can with the Hellions, drop all my PDD, because I know that once I take this expansion and hold it, he's going to have to break this from his 3rd and his main. Give me one moment. Excuse me, from his... Sorry about that. I'm kind of losing my voice a little bit with all these commentaries that I'm not used on doing. So, I drop a bunch of missile turrets to, secure my position even more because he's had a lot of mutalisks. And with the combined strength of the Thor, the missile turret, the Widowmine, and the PDD, his, mutalisks aren't able to take out my army this time with Magic Box. And my Hellions are able to do a lot of damage. So, sorry for the interruptions this game, but if you enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe and follow me on my stream, where I stream every morning at twitchtv.com/HTOMario. Thank you for watching, guys.